What's up, everybody? I was not going to do a podcast today. I kind of got sidetracked. Some things happened, and let me try to get this lighting right. I had a whole page, whole list that I was gonna do and talk about today, and was talking to my wife, and I said, you know what? Friday nights, we go to football games, watch, come back home, watch some on TV. Saturday, all day football, college football. And Sunday NFL, which I'm not a huge NFL guy, but there's football. So why not just on my Sunday shows, just talk about football and other sports? And I think I'm gonna do that. On Tuesdays, it'll be pop culture, politics, and what's happening in the streets. I think I'm gonna do it like that. That'll be best for me anyway. But like I said, I had a whole lot to talk about today. Now, if I talk about those subjects Tuesday, there'll be old news. So I don't think I will talk about that. I think I will talk about something new and up to date. But on the high school football front, of course, my daughter, she's in the band at Oxford, and they just basically gave the game away this Friday night or Thursday night. They wouldn't play on Halloween for some reason. I think my old high school, Alta World, they lost badly. Um, I think Addison High School in the area is doing pretty good. I saw a couple of highlights on Facebook dealing with Addison High School, and I think Jacksonville, Cherokee County, they're doing well. All your usual suspects are doing pretty good, and like I said, Welborn and Oxford, the two that I'm closely associated with, didn't do too well. On the college front, wow, yesterday was a wild day. I did not see Vandy losing to Texas. They did. I did see Tennessee losing. They did. And to Oklahoma. And, Tennessee is out of it right now. Vandy is out of it. Even though with two losses, they're out of it. They're done. In the SEC, Georgia and Bama, Texas A&M, and Texas still alive. And you may have one or two more Missouri and somebody else that may still be alive, but the SEC is brutal. Brutal. Totally brutal. Um, and if I had my wish, we'll go back to the old days. Well, not necessarily the old days, the post BCS era, which everybody know I'm a BCS guy. But the post BCS era, where in like the SEC, you had your East and you had your West. It may have been 6 teams in the East, 6 teams in the West, and who's ever on top play each other in the SEC championship game. I don't know how it's rigged up these days. I don't know how the format is. Hell, you might have two SEC teams with 2 losses, 3 SEC teams with 2 losses, 4 teams, and then they got to go through tie breaks and who beat who here and who lost to who. It's just garbage, man. Garbage. Something so simple they have to make so hard. It's just ridiculous. But another great day in college football. I'm trying to think. I watched some night games when I got home. I think Arizona had a big win, and I watched some out west teams that I'm gonna be honest with you. I really wasn't paying attention. I was kind of sleepy. But I did want to make a full day of college football. You know, it was my first in 2 years, and I'm being totally honest. Where I paid attention to scores and action all day long. First time in 2 years. And somebody asked me, yeah, I had my Nebraska shirt on, and somebody asked me, man, also, I thought you was out of football. When you have played football since you was 3 years old, so that means 50 years ago. 50 years ago this past August, is when I competed in my first football game. I think it was Pee Wee Grasshoppers or somebody. My first. And I played all the way up until I was, 26, 27 with the USFL G League, Georgia Southerners. You can't just toss it away. You just can't. And like I said, it's a whole lot about football that I just can't comprehend, understand. But I just can't drop it like that. Now, what pisses me off the most, and you see this in college, but mostly in high school, well, that's where I've seen it mostly, is the quarterbacks will not get behind that center for nothing. For nothing. If you have 4th and 1, fourth and a quarter, they're still in shotgun. You got to get less than an inch, but you're gonna get 7 feet away from the football to get less than an inch. I don't understand it. I don't. I think Philadelphia Eagles simplified that. You got 4th and 1, you got 4th and 2, fourth and an inch, whatever. You put some beasts beside and behind that quarterback and push. That's the simple way to do it. Not get 7 feet and look at what can go wrong. The center can have a bad snap. The quarterback can have a malfunction and fumble the ball or don't catch the ball, whatever the case may be. When you can just simply get behind that damn center and get an inch, it baffles me. Another thing is this thing. I apologize. This lighting is terrible. It's my first time dealing with this thing, but I watched this play, and I'm not sure what they call it. The quarterback snapped the ball. He then turns where you have 2 receivers on the line of scrimmage, one off. He throws it to him, and you got 3 defenders and these 2 receivers trying to block. And I'm like, oh my god, that plays so asinine to me. But you see everybody running it. One that I'm familiar with, it's in today's standards, but I'm familiar with it. Same scenario, you got the 2 receivers on line of scrimmage, one off, behind them off. And it's normally a back. He's coming back towards the line of scrimmage, and he just tosses it right in the middle because they don't ran the linebackers off. So they're going to toss it right there in the middle. That's pretty much successful, but it's the old wing T or the old slant. That's all it is. And I don't know if you had somebody in 2000 or 2010 or 2015, somebody like a Lane Kiffin saying, I'm a mad genius. Let me invent a new way to run the wing T, or let me run a new way to run this or run that. Let me invent something new. No, it's football. You can create rules, stupid ass rules, to ruin the game, but you can't invent stupid ass plays to improve the game. Football has been here for a long time. And it's not going to, I pray to God it don't change. They're trying their best to kill it. But when it comes to the basic fundamentals of football, they won't change. You go hit him, he go hit you. You run the ball, you throw the ball, you catch the ball, you run. See ball, get ball, run with ball. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know, man. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just thinking too much. But anyway, I'm looking at some NFL right now. The Lions and the Minnesota Vikings are 7-7. Like I said, I don't do too much NFL, but the Lions has got two Alabama boys, and I'm gonna keep an eye on them. Jameson Williams and what's that running back name? Came from Georgia Tech, number 0 for the Lions. Jamar Gibbs. That's it. So I'm gonna keep an eye on them guys. They former Bama boys. That Jameson Williams, man, he's a mean ass. But um, get back to college football. In my opinion, the BCS was the easiest way to have a common champion. I do understand in the 70s and 80s, um, you could have an undefeated Florida State playing a one-loss Nebraska in the Orange Bowl, but yet you got USC that may have one loss, and Michigan may have two losses, whatever the case may be, playing in the Rose Bowl. Now, that's another thing that pisses me off because your traditional bowls, your Rose Bowl, Big Ten, Pac-10, your Orange Bowls, your Big 8, your Big 12, and your ACC, none of that exists anymore. And it kills me. Lord Jesus, it kills me. But getting back to that, you couldn't definitively have a national championship. Florida State may win, and we won that championship. The UPI or the AP may say, yeah, they're the champs. What about USC? So they're gonna have to claim a championship. I understand, I do, but you come up with this system called a BCS. BCS boils it down to 1 and 2. Excuse me for 1 second. I am a dipper, so y'all gotta excuse me. I know that's gross, but that's life. It is what it is. Um, the BCS broke it down to 1 and 2. Strength of schedule, um, and the computer had all these things blended into it and say, you know what, this team and this team is 1 and 2, period, bar none. And that's the way it should be. We're playing college football. It's not NFL. So now they got 12 teams, eight or 12 teams in this little shitty playoff that they trying to be like the NCAA and March Madness. It's never going to work. Um, and to be honest with you, it's going to be 4 teams, only 4 that are dominant. You could get to the 10th game of the season. Listen, I got a football mind. That's all I know other than my Christianity and my family and myself. Going into the 10th game of the year, you know who the best teams in the country are. You can look at the numbers. You can look at the play. Your eyeballs don't lie. But yet, is it a money grab? The ESPN and ABC, these folks, they just want money. Because, I'm sorry, 11-0 Nevada or 11-0 Hawaii is not going to stand on the same field with a 10-2 Ohio State. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Your Ohio States, your Alabamas, your Georgias, your Texas A&Ms, your Texases. You can even throw Indiana in there, which I don't think they're, in my opinion, a top 4 team now. But these teams get the best of the best. And now with the transfer portal and pay for play, you getting the best out of high school. You can go over here and go over there and get a couple more guys, and you got damn the NFL team. And Hawaii is not doing that. Idaho's not doing that. Delaware's not doing that. They could be 12-0 all day long. So that's why this is nonsense. It kills me. It kills me to talk about it. It kills me to think about it. But it is what it is, man. I can't change it. You can't change it. And as football fans, football lovers, former football players, former jocks, I look at myself in the mirror and say, man, what planet am I living on? But like I said, we can't do nothing about it. But something we can do, support these kids. Cause even though, I think a lot is driven by money, they're still kids and they still get out there and they still grinding. And they gotta practice and they gotta work hard and they need to be supported. I have two grandkids, I had three grandkids, but two grandsons that are twins, and as of right now, I don't see them loving the game. I know their dad was an awesome football player, way better than me. He was a defensive lineman, while I was his fullback. But I think it burned him out. So at some point, he got burnt out on it. He just didn't want to deal with it anymore. He had opportunities to go to Auburn, Missouri, and others, and when it came down to it, I think he had Miles College and Tuskegee University. I said, "What are you doing? You got a chance to go to a big time school, man, and play big time football. Use football as a tool to get your education." But he was just done with it, and that's him. He's my son. I love him regardless. But I said that to say this: I don't think he's going to push his boys to play sports or to play football. Unfortunate, but here's what it is. And I think my granddaughter, she's gonna uh, be active and be visible in the sports lane. Not sure yet because she's just a kid now, 7 years old, just playing and being happy. But I think eventually, something's going to come to her, and she's going to want to, dibble and dabble in a few things, and that's going to be beautiful too. But that's going to be it for today. And like I said, bear with me. I'm using my wife's old equipment. Her and my daughter. Oh, by the way, this is brought to you by Mystic Designs. Mystic Designs. Go on Facebook, look them up. They're great. They make great necklaces, bracelets, and other little doodads. Just look them up. Mystic Designs. This video this show is brought to you by them. My wife and my daughter had a brief acting career, and they bought all this equipment. And I said, you know what? I might use it. It's just sitting here collecting dust. So right now, that's what I'm using. I'm using some of her equipment. And I'm going to switch things up, like I said at the beginning. We're going to do the sports show on Sundays and the pop culture and political show on Tuesday. I'm going to get up some material for the Tuesday show tomorrow. And I'm thinking about adding this to Facebook as well. I'm comfortable not just on YouTube, Rumble, and Twitter/X, but I'm thinking about it in the Facebook. Anyway, you guys be blessed, and I will see you on the next one. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.